Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we're talking about Minecraft. I know, been a little while, but anyway, so we got the new update announced for Minecraft, for the 1.19 update, which is going to be the wild update, and the wild update is going to, focus on the wild of, the biomes and stuff. Like, we're gonna they're updating the swamps, they're updating I think the birch forest, and then we're also gonna get the deep dark. Very cool, very epic. But that's all they kind of gave us, and it wasn't really much when we on October 16th. I know it's been a couple of days, a couple of weeks, actually not a couple of days, a couple of weeks since then, but that's when we got that. It was cool, it was, I love the idea, but I think they should do more. Hopefully they do more, and this is kind of what a video I want to talk about, of a couple of things that they could add to this update to make it, I think, a little bit better. Just a little more clear, but maybe to make it a more grand update, you could say. So here's the number one. Listening, I guess. More biomes. Update. I want to update more biomes. All we have, I think, are truly confirmed is the swamp. Now, they also talked about the birch forest, but all we had was just concept art of what they could do with the birch forests, like, woods. Yeah, exactly. I cannot say that word for some reason. Anyway, that's it for the birch. Was just that one picture we got, but then for the swamp, we actually got more. We got new tree type, and then we got the frogs and etc. You can watch the video on what's actually on there, but we got that kind of stuff. So they're really doing this stuff for the swamps. I want more biomes. It could be to update more biomes. Yeah, like it could be the savannah that kind of needs updating. Different big trees in the savannah. We don't really have. We may have a different tree. That'd be cool. A mob. I don't care. It could be something simple. It could be something as simple as different flowers and different foliage. Foliage meaning bushes and flowers, and that would be awesome. Having different flowers, and it can not just be for the. You could spread these different foliage around, and also because different biomes have different plants, and each biome had different plants. So having unique plant types for each biome, that would be awesome. Just to do that, that'd be great, or something like that. I don't even care which really biomes. Minus maybe like the mountains. We're already shaping the mountains differently, so we don't really need that. But or not really the oceans either. The oceans are fine. I don't really care about that either. But I'm talking about land biomes, more like the savannah, the desert. Desert definitely needs different things, like the different cactus or something, or different structures. We'll get into structures later, but the thing of having, I don't know, I guess it makes sense. A desert is boring. It has nothing really in there. I guess palm trees, you could add palm trees, especially by the beach area. I mean, if it's, I guess that's a different biome, technically. A beach, right, is different from. So, I mean, yeah, you can have like an oasis. That's what I was thinking of, oasis in there or something for the desert. Again, these are just examples. And or like do the woods, all the woods that we have, like this, the normal ones of the birch. I mean, we have the normal forests that are birch and oak. That's like that's the original forest that we had since the beginning. So it'd be cool to update that. Like it needs an update. It needs an update. So there you go. Add different plants, different bushes and stuff like that. Different trees, not different trees, but different variations of that tree type. So maybe an oak, maybe the small oak is the normal oak would be the normal looking one. Maybe there's a giant oak. And I know you can get some bigger ones, but I want bigger ones than that. I want big ones that are like really tall, almost like a jungle tree, but for oak instead. Well, maybe a little shorter than that, but basically that kind of thing. Or like dark oak, but in regular oak. You know what I mean? A dark oak, big, thick. Let's have that in a oak form, basically. That would be fun. Like that's so easy for them. That's so easy for them. I could totally do that. But they also could do this. They can add seasons. If they don't want to do anything to the actual biome, like whatever, let's do seasons. Like right now it's in fall. We're in fall time. The leaves are falling. I love it in real life. In real life we got I'm really staring at a tree right now that has fallen leaves and changing colors. That's what I think oaks do that. So I mean, have trees that do that. Oaks, birch. I think birch do that too, right? Change colors to a more orange red color throughout the whole entire world. That would be so amazing. Same for winter, and it could then snow in all of the biomes. Not all the biomes, of course, not like the desert. Duh. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? But seasons are so fun. I love the change of seasons in real life. So, it would be amazing to have just a different cycle of seasons. In spring it might be more alive, and you have different flowers pop up and bloom. Like it'd be so cool. The cherry trees and stuff like that. Oh my god, like it would be so awesome just to have different colored. Which shouldn't be that hard. It really shouldn't be that hard for Mojang to do, for Microsoft to do. Like it really should not be hard. All you guys just have a variant of the oak leaf fall and oak leaf winter, or winter. I guess it could be snow or no snow variant, which, funny enough, the Bedrock Edition does actually have. In the biomes, I think it's the snowy taiga, yeah, whatever. Biome. I think also the spruce trees. When there's snow, the leaves will turn white. They will get more white as it snows harder and harder and longer. That is so awesome. That is so awesome that's there. I just wish it did that everywhere. Not everywhere, but for mostly everywhere. Except for like the warm, like the swamps and the savannas and all that kind of warm biomes probably wouldn't get the changes. They would stay the same, but all the other ones, all the forests, all the woods, Maybe not the jungle either, 'cause I don't really think of a jungle changing. But all the forests and or woods, whatever I want to call them, that would be so cool to have the woods, the wooded areas, all the different types of trees to change colors. That would be awesome. That would be so cool. So with the last thing they could do, I want to talk about this. Is biomes, new biomes. So I mean, of course, we get new biomes for like the caves and cliffs and all that. So let's get a new biome for 1.19. That would be awesome. Um, Again, like they did with um seasons. Maybe seasons could be not really an idea of like switching colors of the trees. Um, but it could be more like a biome, like a for spring. A spring biome with the was the holly, not holly bush, but the poppy trees or whatever. It's the the pink flower trees, right? Um, and then you have the autumn you have like the autumn forest. So if we wanted to do that we could done that way too. And we always have winter ones. You don't really need that. But maybe for summer you could do I don't know, maybe I would say for summer you would do like beaches maybe. Um, I don't know how you would do beaches, but you could do palm trees and stuff. Add palm trees if it's a sandy beach, right? Right. I mean, if it's a shore where it's like more rocky, then it's a little different. But at least for the beach, like beach, when I think of beach, I think of sand, right? Like the sand, I think of um, palm trees, which you can also add. But that I don't know, just any new biome. It doesn't have to be super wild. Okay, that's wild. I know. Wow, pun right there. You go. But if it's supposed to be really wild, you could go really wild, and actually the opposite. And really wild in this really, you could do like a really wild forest, a mystical forest with, I picture lightning bugs usually there, really, really thick, dense forest with some magical creatures, like magical butterflies, magical like fairies basically, that glow or something. Um, you might even find like minotaurs or something like that kind of mystical, magical kind of creatures like that. I mean, you also could find creepy ones like the skeletons, and skeletons might even spawn there or whatever if it is um nighttime or dark enough for them to spawn, monsters and whatever, the creepy, nasty monsters. But maybe that could be a kind of cool. And when I think of wild, when I think of that, I do kind of think of fantasy and kind of like Lord of the Rings kind of esque forests and stuff like that, big trees. Maybe even the trees are alive. That I don't know. That would be cool. I think that's a little too crazy for them, especially with caves and cliffs. Um, with caves and cliffs, they have a lot going on with that, so they kind of need something a little easier. So that's probably a little too hard, but I mean, that's why I think of wild. It's somewhat, but the other thing I also think of is animals. I think when I think of wild, I definitely also think of animals. So adding just animals, easy animals too, that are not that hard to make, like a grizzly bear. Literally could just retexture the polar bear that we have, and boom, there's your grizzly bear. Take the bat and put it, make a butterfly. Um, Things like that. Like simple things. Make me be the parrot into a cardinal or something, you know? Maybe that would be a little harder. But you see, you use existing mobs and turning into them to different mobs. I know animals like those wouldn't really have much of a purpose. I get it. But whatever. I'm fine with having pointless mobs. It brings life, literally. It does. It really does bring life. It brings character to, I guess you could say, to a biome. It's like, oh, it's not just there's nothing here. There's actually stuff here. There's actually animals and stuff. You can have other animals that are in the game and put them in. Let's say, the rabbits. The rabbits. You usually don't find rabbits in like the normal forest. Let's put them in the normal forest. You know what I mean? Um, you could put cows and sheep's, goats. Hey, let's put the goats in a forest, in a forest goats, you could say, right? So put the goats in a wooded area instead of just the mountains, so they can spawn different areas. You can see them, and you can interact with these animals that we're already seeing that might not really been, first. They only spawn in one area. Like, you know what I mean? Let's have polar bears in a wooded area too, not just the icebergs and the flat plains, the flat tundras that are just no trees. Let's put them in the forest areas. I know I want to focus on the forest. I don't know. That's why I think when I think of wild. I think of forests. I think of, you know, animals, and I think of mystical things, and that's kind of what I think. I think it's what they should do. Update the forest. Then there's the forest update, basically. But that's why, I mean, wild, whatever, and it's all this kind of, whatever. But I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I mean, that's just what I think. I don't know. But yeah. Comment down below what you would want in this update, in the wild update. Do you want maybe more things on the warden? I didn't even talk about the warden or the deep dark. Because honestly, what they showed was pretty good, really solid. So I don't think they really need anything there with the deep dark. That's really anything to talk about, by the way. It was just up in the surface here. We need a little more of that. But yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go. So I'll see you guys in the next one.